Hello to all my fellow graduates, our faculty, and our parents. I'm honored to be speaking to you today on behalf of my fellow environmental sciences majors. While we are not physically together, it is an incredible privilege to be gathering virtually amidst this unusual year and celebrating our time at Notre Dame. As a class, we represent countless hours of undergraduate research, semesters abroad on multiple continents, and above all, a shared love of learning. Much of that learning has been together, whether it be licking rocks in Planet Earth Lab, laughing at Dr. Lamberti's dad jokes in biostatistics, or struggling to keep up with Dr. Schallner in our waiters during General Ecology Lab. However, as the class of 2021, we have the even more unique experience of living through the past year and a half of a global pandemic. During this time, we've been physically distanced and masked. We have grieved the loss of beloved members of the Notre Dame family. We have rallied our voices around calls for racial justice, and we have lived through one of the most turbulent political cycles in U.S. history. At the same time, we have also celebrated victories against Clemson and forgotten the losses. We have achieved a 90% COVID-19 vaccination rate among the student body, and we have proven what it means to be resilient in the face of hardship. I am proud of us, our peers, and our community for stepping up to all the challenges this year has presented to us. For that, I want us to give ourselves a well-deserved round of congratulations. And today, we should be proud of our accomplishments, but by no means does that suggest it was easy getting here. Many of us had abroad semesters cut short, summer experiences canceled, and were forced to adapt to virtual learning. I was in General Ecology with Dr. McLaughlin during the spring 2020 semester, and I will never forget when he assigned the class a writing assignment about COVID-19. As this was in January, I didn't bat an eye when writing about the novel disease. It was purely academic for me to be discussing the R0 of the disease and discussing the US mixing rate in populations. But as we all know, within a matter of weeks, what was previously just a case study about the SIR model became a tangible real-life crisis. For the first time in my life, my education and passion for science became intertwined in every aspect of my daily life, and it was all I could think about. But at the same time, many people seemed to ignore that this reality even existed. There were times during the quarantine months when I thought to myself, why devote my life to the sciences when many are unwilling to what I have to say? As we saw cases and deaths rise around the United States, it became only more exhausting to hear people doubt what many of us regarded as truth. This disconnect takes me back to the capstone course taken by all environmental sciences majors, Current Topics with Dr. Schallner. We constantly discussed the intersections of policy, research, management, and education. All four are essential to solving any scientific issue, and we each applied this approach by studying an issue of our choosing. From invasive species to the risks of lead exposure to the impacts of noise pollution, our class was able to synthesize and think deeply about how to solve these complex issues. While the conclusions we reached were unique for each of us, a similar theme was evident throughout: the importance of educating the public on our topic. But what does that entail? Webster's dictionary defines educate as providing training or informing. My fellow graduates can attest that we have absolutely been well trained in the core sciences of our curriculum. However, if we are to share our education with others, it cannot be merely to provide information. Rather, we must embrace those with different perspectives and engage in an open dialogue. The privilege of our education is not to be sheltered or protected, but rather shared with others to promote the common good. Indeed, although some of us are going to be science educators, there are also future veterinarians, doctors, researchers, activists, and public health experts among us. While there is variety among our future ambitions, we share the responsibility of engaging with the community in order to help others make informed decisions. If we are to fulfill this goal, we must make science accessible, inviting, and relevant to a much broader audience, all members of our community. This work will not be free of tensions, and the community may not always agree on the importance of the questions we are asking as scientists, yet it is inevitable that these questions affect all of us in some way. Therefore, we should extend our roles as scientists to becoming active community members, seeking to eliminate the barriers that make science inaccessible to those outside our respective professions. By using our education as a tool to bring people together in mutual understanding, science will ultimately promote unity. The theory of the unity of science tells us that all our ways of knowing, such as in biology, geology, chemistry, or physics, are all parts of one whole, all necessary to understanding our universe and all necessary to solving the problems we face. A great example of this unity of science is seen in the environmental sciences curriculum. We have undertaken some of the greatest breadth of coursework among all students in the College of Science. Thanks to our broad course of study, we bring seemingly disparate subjects together into a cohesive understanding of the environment. In many ways, the future success of the scientific world relies on this unity. While we are continuing to see suffering due to the pandemic, scientists worldwide rallied around the goal to create a vaccination against a novel disease in record time and were widely successful. That alone is proof that unity in science can bring about a better future. It can be difficult for us as humans to think outside of our individual contexts, but we, as scientists, must therefore help others look beyond themselves and see how many scientific issues are shared worldwide burdens. A unified effort to stop future pandemics will prevent repeating the immense suffering caused by COVID-19. A unified goal to address climate change will prevent further environmental catastrophe. By extending this scientific unity to future problems, we will improve the lives of generations to come. And with that, I want to leave you all with a message of hope. We may still be graduating in uncertain times, but there is assuredly light at the end of the tunnel. We have prevailed among 3 of the most unusual semesters in Notre Dame's history, and we are undoubtedly changed thanks to our experiences. Nonetheless, all 4 years of our undergraduate education have changed us too. Many of us started out as nervous freshmen agonizing over our next Gen Chem exam, but I can proudly say we are now graduating seniors with goals and passions that will carry us forth into the world. In our future pursuits, may we each embody Notre Dame's mission of being a force for good in the world. Let us not forget to be humble, cherish our wonder for science, and seek unity in all that we do. Of course, none of us could have made it to this point without our instructors, advisors, family, friends, and peers that have supported us throughout this journey. This congratulations goes to all those who have played a role in shaping us into the scientists and leaders we are going to be. Congratulations, and go Irish.